Jane. Here I am again in my little gym. Okay, we've got 10 exercises today that we're going to go through. I know it's not your favourite, but if we keep doing your favourite routines, it's going to get boring and it won't be your favourite anymore. So who knows, the 10 in a row may end up being your new favourite. So we're going to do a mixture. Some will get your heart rate up, some will give you a little bit of recovery, some you'll find really tough, some will be a little easier. But as always, you take this at your own level and how you're feeling today when you're doing it, okay? And remember and bear in mind that some days you will have more in you than others, and it's important to listen to your body as well as challenge yourself. Of course, we're not going to take the easy route just for the sake of it, but if you do need to back off seriously, then do. Pause if you need extra breaks. We're going to do it timed tonight, today, if it's night here, maybe it's day when you're doing it. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds recovery. Now, some of them are a little, I have got them so that they are getting up and getting down, but I've tried to group as many on the floor together and as many up as possible. So if we're coming out of a floor work exercise into a standing, just get up, and if you need to, pause it or rewind it back a little bit if you need a bit of extra time. That's absolutely fine. Okay then, so the first one we're going to do, I'm going to quickly demo, is we're going to do some skaters with a touchdown. So have a little practice with me first of all, Jane, okay? So you could either do this version, so that's a skater, and you can do it with the foot off if you want to. Okay, so it's a nice cardio exercise. So skaters, bring the arms in when you feel ready to. Or you can challenge yourself a little bit more and touch down with it. If you touch down with it, then touch the back foot to the floor as well, okay? Because if you don't, you'll end up pulling something, because I want you to have it sort of fairly pacey. I want your heart rate to get up in this one, okay? So touch down. If you're touching down, we keep that back foot on the floor. If you're not, you can lift it and just get it as a nice cardio exercise, whichever you want to do. The one after that is we're going to lay on our tummies. We're going to do Superman, you know, where you lift the arms and lift the legs at the same time, both together. We're going to hold it for 2, and then we're going to go into 2 press-ups. So that is going to look something like this. Just check you can see me all. So head towards the mat, take a big breath in, and as we release it, we're going to lift the arms, and I need to come forward a bit, sorry. Lift the arms and lift the legs straight. Hold for 2, then we're going to go up onto our knees and do 2 push-ups. And then we're going to lay back down, lift those arms and legs, hold for 2, and then into 2 push-ups. Okay, that's how that one's going to go. We stay down on the floor then. We're going to do our forearm plank on our arms, up on our toes, and there's a little bit, if you want to, you can add in a little hip twist towards the floor. Squeeze the tummy to protect you. Squeeze the tummy. But if you feel that's too much, because that's quite advanced, then just stay on the forearm plank, okay? So we're just twisting slightly, keeping the upper body in place, and just the hip comes to the side, the hip comes to the other side. But like I say, if that is too much, but I don't know how strong you're getting on your planks now. I think you are fairly strong on them, so I want to add it in there just in case you need that challenge. If not, just use it again for practicing that, just that normal forearm plank. After that one, we're going to come back up to standing, and we're going to do some squat jumping, 2 out, 2 in. Okay, so I'll come back, 2 out, 2 in. Now, what you might notice about this is that we don't actually come out of the squat position, and so we stay low most of the time. It's going to really challenge those legs. Anytime you need a breather, just stop, shake out the legs, take some deep breaths, tell yourself you're fine, get back on it. Okay, that's that one. After that, we're going to do our reverse arm pulses, which we do fairly regularly, I know. Out, thumbs under, back become pulsing. But they're so good for the backs of the arms, and there's not many exercises that is easy to do just, you know, with your own body weight resistance. So we take it round and then we pulse it, and that's going to get into the backs of those arms. Again, nice wide stance for the next one. Hips and toes, knees all facing forwards. We're going to take it into a side lunge, so one leg stays straight, one leg is bent, and then we're not going to move our feet. We're going to take it straight over, straight over. We're staying in this lovely wide stance. We're not working on the balance, we're not moving the feet at all, but we are going to make sure we're trying to get that butt back and low and get into your butts. Right then, the next one is going to be our McGill curl-ups. McGill curl-ups. For this one, you're going to find your neutral spine, and to do that, I want you to lay on your back with your feet flat on the floor, and I want you to just arch your back slightly, feel what that feels like, and now I want you to do the opposite and tip the pelvis so that you push the back into the floor. Now I want you to find the in-betweeny of both of those positions. Somewhere in between, that's your neutral spine. We're going to hold it there. So you squeeze that tummy and make it nice and tense and hold it there. We're going to put the hands underneath the lower back, so the little hollow of your back, so palms facing down. And one thing I want you to concentrate on this, there's two things, but the first one is that your back does not lose contact with your hands. One leg will be out straight and one knee will be bent. So one foot planted on the floor, one leg out straight. We're going to, from here, keep the pressure on the hands, squeeze the tummy, and as we come up, the second thing to focus on is our eyes are going to stay looking upwards. So it's going to look like this as you breathe out. So you see, I'm not going like that with my neck, okay? I'm not going like that with my neck. I'm squeezing my tummy. I'm focusing up, head stays in line, and my hands stay on my back. We do a few that way, and then we just change leg positions. We have done these before, but I think it's important just to go through the technique of these again and have you just practice a couple so that you can really get the hang of the technique in that. All right, it's really important. After that, we're going to go to our favourite bird dogs, which I know we do these quite regularly too, but they are so effective and good for us from a core point of view. Stability, functional fitness. It's this one, you know it. We stretch it out, we squeeze and we hold. Then after that one, we're going into our wiper holds. This might be a new one for you. We'll lay on our backs, engage our core, get into that nice neutral spine that we talked about. We squeeze the tummy. Hands are just relaxed at your sides, and then we're going to bring the legs up nice and straight, and then just bring them down at an angle slightly. And then we're going to take them over to one side as we breathe out. When you feel your tummy muscles have to kick in to hold them there, that's where you hold it. Don't take it any further. And squeeze. Now if you need to slightly bend the knees to hold it and take a bit of pressure off and feel a bit more in control, then that's fine. We're going to hold it for 20 seconds there, then we'll come back to the centre, nice and straight, and we'll go over the other side and we'll hold it for 20 seconds there, okay, to the point where you feel your tummy kicking in. Okay, and then our final one is going to be our plank to low squat with prayer hands. So it's going to be, let's go on an angle so you can see the front of me, a straight arm plank, and then from here you're going to, so have your legs fairly wide on this one actually, you're going to walk those hands back into a nice low squat position, knees wide, bottom right down, a little bit of balance, and then we go back into that plank position, and then we take it back into that balance, and forward we go again. Okay, so it's plank into a low squat. So are you ready? 40 seconds of each one. The first one being the skaters. We touch down. If you want to touch down, and if not, then we could just do this one. Really bounding side to side. Right, hope you've done your warm up as ever. Hope you're not cheating on that. Do your warm up every time, it's crucial. All right then, so let's get the timer ready. Put your music on, get yourself set up. Get myself set up as well, that would be good, wouldn't it? Hope you've got your water. If you want to add some tins to the reverse arm pulses today, then please feel free to pause me and go and grab some tins. You can do that. Just to create a little bit of extra resistance. Right, so we're ready to start then. You've either gone and got your tins or you haven't, you've just decided to plough on, and that's fine. So the first one, skaters, are starting, beginning in 3, 2, 1, and off we go. So I'm going to touch down, but you can just do the ones where you're just doing it, jumping side to side, getting a nice wide leap. But remember, if you are trying to touch down, try and get your chest up fairly high. And remember to both feet go onto the floor for that. It's kind of a little bit like the curtsy lunges, but we're adding a little touchdown into the mix. Don't forget to breathe. Oh, your marmalade, by the way, oh stop, is delicious. Get down to the floor. We're going to do those Superman hold for 2 and into press up for 2. So laying on your tummy, arms and legs straight out, forehead to the ground. Breathe. The legs and arms will stay straight as you lift. Take a big breath in, and as you breathe out, lift. Lift the arms, lift the legs, hold it for 2, then get up onto your knees and do 2 press ups. Back down we go. Superman hold. 2 press ups in your own time. Yeah, marmalade. Oh, lush. Last weekend, that was a little treat for me. A really nice treat. I think I put far too much on the toast that I should though. I think it's because I don't have bread or toast all through the week, so Saturday is the first day. Oh, and relax. Okay, so next is going to be the forearm plank, so stay down on the floor. Either hold it or we're going to twist those hips very carefully. Just to remind you, just like this, side to side. So I'll do it from the front, side to side. Okay, off you go. Push up onto those toes and either stay in that nice holding plank position or you can twist. But very carefully, and if you feel that this is not nice on your back, then just hold the forearm plank without moving. Oh, these are not easy. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh, that was hard. Okay, we're coming back up to standing now. So just take your own time. You're going to need your breath for this one. So we're going to do 2 jump squats out, 2 jump squats in. Okay. Are you ready? We're almost halfway through the first set. Okay, let's go. So we're staying low. We're jumping in, we're jumping out. 2 out, 2 in your own time, but we're not coming up to straight stand. Now, if this is hard for you, keep going if you're finding it okay, while I just show you an alternative. We can do a standing squat, come up, and a little jump without it being a jump squat. So squat and a jump, squat and a jump. You can just do that if you're finding it too much jumping. Okay, you're in control, your workout, your way. We get a breather in a minute. Okay, reverse arm pulses next. So pick up your tins if you've got them, or just your arms is fine. Ooh. This is a chance to get your breath back. That's a good thing about this exercise. It's a killer on the arms, but it's good for your breathing. Gives you a chance to recover. Ready? Arms out, thumbs under, back behind you, and pulse. Nice and straight. Yes, I was saying about your marmalade. I keep coming back to your marmalade. I've got it on my brain, Jane. Oh, it's delicious, and I think I have far too much. I look forward to that toast so much that I have this big thick doorstep of a piece for breakfast on Saturday, and it's just covered in butter and marmalade. It's really naughty, but the marmalade is so nice, thick cut, isn't it? The peel in it, it's lovely. I get a fright at the end of the weekend when I looked in the pot and seen how much I'd had just in 2 mornings worth. And relax, it's not good. Okay, so nice and wide with those legs. We're going to do those side lunges now, so remember that we're going to take it down. So I want our knees and our hips and our feet to be all facing forwards for this. One leg will bend and one leg will stay exactly how it is. So just focus on the bending leg. Let's go. Okay, and just leaning towards that bending leg and then straight over to the other side. So just a little breather in the middle and over. Get those hips back nice and low. It's about the technique in this. It's about working into the butt. You'll feel it a little bit on the inner thigh as well. More of a stretch than a workout. But the more you get back, the more you'll take it away from there and into the butt. Okay, so like with a squat, get the hips back and then go down. Have a go. So, hips go back and then I go down. Okay, out of that one then. So the next one we're going to do is going to be our McGill curl up. So we're going to lay down on your back and have your hands underneath your lower part of your back, one foot on the floor, one leg out straight. Find that neutral spine, so not pushed into the floor, not curved, but just so you can feel it on your hands. Take a big breath in, keep your focus on the ceiling as you breathe out and lift your upper body only. We're not doing a proper sit-up, we're not coming right up to a sitting position, we're just lifting our head and shoulders up. The head is staying in line. We're using our breath. Let's change legs over now, so bend the other one and straighten the other one. And off we go again. Maintaining that contact with your hands on your lower back. Let's just do a couple more because I think I didn't change in time. Okay, and that's those ones. Staying down on the floor into our bird dogs. You know these very, very well. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders, and we're going to just stretch it out, making our body as long as we can. Okay, off we go and reach. Now get that arm up towards the ear if you can, level with the ear, and squeeze everything and then change. So tense your leg, tense your butt, tense your arm, and change. These are so good, but make sure you're not overextending that leg. Okay, you want to try and keep it in line with your body, because if you take it up too high, then you're going to stress that back. If it goes up too high, you'll stress the lower part of your back, and we really don't want that. It's all about protecting that back. So, I don't know how many times I say that. Okay, and relax from that one. So the next one we're going to do is wipers. So we're going to lay on our backs and do that one with the legs where we take it to the side like windscreen wipers, and we hold it. So on your back, legs are coming up straight into the air. So first of all, think about your back though. Make sure that core is engaged, halfway position, neutral spine, squeeze your tummy, legs are up, bring them over to one side, and when you feel those abs kick in, don't take it any further. Hold it there. We're not moving. We're just holding. Which makes it sound easy. But you're probably realising right now that it's not. Okay, legs come back to centre first. Big breath in. As you breathe out, over to the other side. Just as far as it needs to go for your tummy muscles to kick in, and they're having to work to hold you there. If you need to bend those knees slightly, remember you can. Just as long as you feel in control. Just a couple more seconds. And hug those knees in towards your chest for me. Alright, then the last exercise is on a long arm plank into that low squat and a prayer. So we're going to go up onto our toes, and then we're going to walk our hands. We'll have wide feet, so make your feet nice and wide, squeeze your tummy, and then we're going to walk our hands back until we're sat down on our legs, prayer position with the hands, let your balance kick in, and then take it back into a nice straight plank, but really focus on the form of that plank. Back to prayer, and low squat, back to plank. Oh, it's good. Nearly there, 5 more seconds. Squeezing that tummy for support. And there we go. There we go. Right, so have a drink. That is round 1 done. Round 1 done. 1 down, 1 to go. Just a 2-rounder. Got 10 exercises. We're not having much break in between them. We're going bam, bam, bam. And thank you, ma'am. Is that what they say? Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I think that's talking about some other sort of exercise though that we don't want to go into right now. Right then. Not too much of recovery. We're going to go into those skaters again and get that heart rate up. So now, I feel like your heart rate's probably come down a bit. I'm going to really hit the heart rate. Get on it. Really get the pace up if you can. You ready? Skaters, let's go. So I'm going to miss out the touchdown this time because I'm going to work on just leaping and getting my heart rate up that way. If you want to do the touchdown, you can. If you're doing this one, then that's fine too. When you feel confident, see if you can make it a little bit more of a push off the front of that foot to really leap nice and wide as far as you can. I'm going to try and get from one side to the other of my gym. No chance. Not far off, but it's not a very wide gym to be fair. We're going to get on the floor. Here we go. Superman, so leg and arm raises into 2 push-ups. On your tummy. Legs and arms straight out. Head down in line with the rest of your back. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lift those arms, lift those legs, pause for 2, push up onto the knees, and then 2 full push-ups, back down into Superman. If, like me, your arms and legs don't lift very high up off the floor, don't worry about it and don't strain it. Just aim for where you can, because if you're feeling it, then you're feeling it. Some people have got more spinal flexibility, shoulder flexibility. It depends on a lot of things. So don't over push it. And we're done on that one. So the next one we're going to do is going to be our forearm plank. Forearm plank with either the hip drop side to side or just a forearm plank hold. Okay, so get yourself into position. Oh, forearms, Paula, not our long arms. Right, up onto your toes, nice straight line and hold. If you want to add the hips, just keep the upper body in place and just gently twist your lower body so the hip goes towards the floor and back to centre. Oh, I've got less than 10 seconds left. Squeeze that tummy. Oh, thank goodness for that. That was hard. Okay, right, our next exercise is going to be our squat jumps. Sorry, Jane, standing up. Try and give you as much time as I can normally and much notice. 2 jumps out, 2 jumps in. Or the alternative, and we're off whenever you're ready. The alternative is the standing squat and then just a little jump at the end. So we're not going into a landing squat, but otherwise, jump out, jump in, legs bent all the time. Da, 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 staying low. You don't have to do it in the same pace as me. You can do it slower if you need to. Okay, and relax, shake those legs out. And we've got those reverse arm pulses, so pick up your tins or your light weights if you want to. It's an optional extra. Oh, you ready? Bring your arms up, tuck the thumbs under, bring the arms behind and high. Don't forget, they're staying high, they're staying straight, they're pulsing in and out. Let your breathing come back and settle. Big breaths. We're halfway through the second round already. It's gone really quickly, hasn't it? I can't believe it. Make sure those hands are still lifted. Make sure those hands are still twisted. And off we go. Perfect, keep it going. We're going to go into our side lunges now. We're finished with those weights. Pop them down on the floor. Just give those shoulders a little roll. ready, just to loosen off. Legs are nice and wide. Remember, we're going to think hips back before we go down, right? One leg stays straight, the other leg stays bent. Off we go, hips back and squatting it over to one side. Sometimes people find it easier to think of it as a squat rather than a lunge. I mean, it basically is. Some people call them a side squat, some people call them a side lunge. It's the same exercise, whatever they want to call it. So just getting those hips back, taking it away from the inner thigh and into the back of you. Back of your legs, back of your butt. Oh, hips back and down. After this, we get down on the floor, we do those McGill curl-ups where we have the hands under the small of the back. And here we are, time to do it. Down we go. Down we go, onto the floor. One leg is straight. One leg is bent, the foot is planted on the floor, hands under the small of your back, palms down on the floor. Take a big breath in. Keep the pressure on the hands. Big breath in. As you breathe out, curling up just through the upper body. Squeeze the tummy. Let's change legs. So the other one straightens. Go straight into it. Eyes up at the ceiling. Okay, and hug your knees into your tummy for a minute just to release your back a little before we turn over onto our fronts for our nice stretchy out bird dogs. Now, don't forget tension. Stretching that arm, reaching with that leg, squeeze the butt. Are you ready? Let's go. Reaching out and holding and changing. I try and put these in fairly regularly because they're so good to do. They're fairly easy once you've got your balance sorted from a sort of physical ability point of view. However, they are so good for you. So it's worth implementing them regularly. Remember not to over lift that leg. Try and keep it in line with your body and not going too high. Ooh, that one's done. Right, wiper holds now. We're going onto our backs again. And we're going to have those legs straight up in the air. When you're ready, get the neutral spine first. Okay, so arched. No, we don't want it there, but feel what it's like. Pushed into the floor. We're going to have it halfway between the two. Find it, squeeze, hold it. Legs are straight, coming over to the side and hold. Feel those abs kick in and hold it there. And breathe. Arms just by your side. I'm just looking at my timer. That's why I've got my arms bent. And back to centre and over to the other side. And hold it there. Oh, that's a good one. It's hard, isn't it though? It's hard. Okay, and relax. Again, just hug the knees in to release your back. And we're going to go into our extended arm plank. And we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet and go into that nice deep squat with prayer hands. So up onto your hands, onto your toes, nice straight line, head in line, and walking the hands back. Remember the feet are a little wider than they would be normally, into that nice prayer squat. So into plank, coming back, get the balance, and have your hands together. And each time you go back to plank, I want you to think about a nice quality plank, so really squeeze the tummy for support. Make sure you're not dipping that back down, okay? Don't be in a rush, take your time. And relax, finish that one off wherever you are in it, and relax. Okay, So, take some deep breaths. We've got one more to do. Have we? No, that was it. I said that was it, didn't I, as well? And then I suddenly looked at my list and thought, no, we've got one more to do. Okay, that's it. That is it of your full round. However, I would just like to take the time to do a little bit of stretching at the end of this. We're going to stretch out a little bit through your back and through your core. I want you to get back down on your mat to make sure you can see me. Okay. Ooh. So, I'm going to get you to hug your knees into your chest. Give them a little pulsing squeeze. And then just gently, gently rocking side to side. Lovely. And from here, just take it into a full body stretch for me. Fingertips away, toes away. Feel that nice stretch down your centre. And relax those arms back down now. Let's just hug one knee in now. Just hold it there. And then pop that leg out straight for me and hug the other knee in. I'm just going to get you to plant both feet onto the floor for me and put your arms out into sort of like a crucifix position, so arms outstretched to the sides. And you're just going to bring your knees slightly towards your chest now, so feet are off the floor now, and just bring those knees over to the side and just let them flop down carefully, and then turn and face in the opposite direction. Make sure you keep your shoulders on the floor if you possibly can, both sides. And just now release the tension and just let your body really relax into this stretch. Bring your legs back up to the centre and your head back up to central position as well. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, just bring those knees up towards your chest again, and then over to the side, and then looking away. Shoulders on the ground, body just sinking into that stretch. And come back to centre, and again we're just going to hug those knees in towards your chest. And just massage a little bit again. Right, we're just going to turn over onto your side and then carefully push yourself up to a sitting position, and from here you're going to just go into a little groin stretch. Just fancy doing the stretches with you today, Jane. So I wanted to get into the lower back a little bit as well for you. So soles of your feet together, and then use your elbows on your insides of your knees to just push your knees apart slightly to increase the stretch if you want to. If you find you don't like this on your back, just put your hands behind your back and chest up, and then you could just lift your bottom and put it closer towards your feet and hold it there. I just like this better. Okay, another nice one for a bit of a spine stretch. We're going to have the legs out in front. I'll just talk you through this. I think you probably know this stretch, but I'll talk you through it. We're going to bend one leg. We're going to take that foot over the opposite side. And then with the opposite arm to the bent leg, we're going to bring that knee in a bit more towards your chest, but your foot stays on the floor, and then that hand just comes round behind you, and you just twist carefully to look over your shoulder, just as far as you can safely go, but feel a nice twisty stretch and hold it there. And come back to central position, and we're going to change the leg position over, so both legs are straight, bend the other leg and plant the foot on the floor, pick it up and pop it over the other side of your knee. Now grab the opposite arm and hug that knee in, and then from here we're sitting nice and straight. We're going to bring that hand round behind, plant the palm of your hand on the floor, and we're going to twist round and look over your shoulder just as far as you can comfortably go. Now the more you pull your knee in with that arm, the more you're going to feel that in your bottom as well, because it's also a glute stretch. So you should feel that in your glutes. You're also getting a nice spinal twist, which is going to be a great stretch for your back. Don't hold your breath. And release that stretch and coming back to centre. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go into a little cat and cow stretch, which I know you know. I'm just going to finish this little stretching series off nicely. Hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips, pushing that back up to the ceiling and tucking that chin towards your chest. And now change the position so that your chin comes forward, jutting forward. You're pushing your butt away from your body, and you've got that little dip in your back. Let's do it again. So switching position. Push the back up to the ceiling, chin towards the chest. Breathe. And change again. Chin is coming out, pushing the butt away. The chin a little higher if you can. And from here, put the toes together, bring the knees apart, and just sit back onto your heels. Bring those hands, just walk them forwards away from your body, and relax your head down in the middle. And now just slump. Just slump. Just release everything. Just stay there and let your body just sink into that stretch, and just breathe. And then when you're ready, we're just going to very carefully and slowly push up through those hands and back up to a seated position. And then when you're ready, you push onto those toes and coming up to standing. Let your head be the last thing to come up. So slowly, slowly through that back, rolling up through that spine. Head is the last thing to come up. Roll through those shoulders. Get those movements a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Oh, hands up tall, over to the side. Hold it there. Back to the centre, over to the other side. Hold it there. Release, push those hands away from you. Big breath in. And again, push the hands away. It's a good forearm stretch. Let's get into those wrists. Just nice big circles. And the other way. Ah. wanted to do some stretches with you as well. I just wanted to make sure that we were definitely getting a little bit of back stretching in there today. Although I'm sure you always do your stretches anyway, but I thought we'd give you a little combination of both today, a bit of exercise and some stretch. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope you're still keeping well. I spoke to Maureen. Maureen came to a class virtually, and she said that she's managing to get out and see you quite a bit, which is lovely, for a nice bit of company and walk for both of you. So yes, and she said that you've got your vaccination coming up, the first part, so I'm super pleased about that. So that is really good news, isn't it? Yeah, so fantastic. Hope that goes well. I'm sure it will. And yeah, look forward to speaking to you and hearing from you on your little video, and seeing you soon. All right then, Jane, thanks very much. Bye.